Hello, and welcome back to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode, number 672. The category is It Happened in November. This will be a 21-question trivia quiz about historical events, old and more recent, that have happened in the month of November. So it could be anything as long as it occurred in the month of November. So good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. In November of 2019, what new streaming service was launched that quickly grew to 10 million subscribers and by the end of the year was the most searched term on Google? The answer is Disney Plus. Question number 2. Recorded in November of 1985, released in December of that same year and reaching peak popularity in January, what was the title of the song released by the team members of the Chicago Bears NFL team? They made a song that made it to the top 100 called the Super Bowl Shuffle. Question number 3. What Festival of Lights usually lasts 5 days and is celebrated during the Hindu lunar solar month of Kartika, which usually occurs between mid-October and mid-November? The Festival of Lights is Diwali. Question number 4. Which Canadian city, the largest city in Canada's Quebec province, became home to the first YMCA on the North American continent when it opened on November 25th of 1851? The answer is Montreal. Question number 5. Memorialized in a 2006 Matthew McConaughey movie, what university from the state of West Virginia lost 75 football players, coaches, and boosters in a plane crash on November 14, 1970? The answer is Marshall University. Question number 6. In November of 1921, the Japanese Prime Minister Hara Takashi was assassinated by a railroad switchman at a train station in which city? He was assassinated in Tokyo. Question number 7. After a 2-year courtship and engagement, what was the name of the lady that Abraham Lincoln married on November 4th, 1842 in Springfield, Illinois? The answer is Mary Todd. Question number 8. What is the name of the Autumn Festival in Mexico, a celebration of departed loved ones and the cycle of life, which occurs on November 1st and 2nd? The answer is the Day of the Dead. Question number 9. On November 4th, 1979, militants stormed the United States Embassy in what city and took about 70 Americans captive in the biggest crisis of the Carter presidency? That occurred in Tehran, Iran. Question number 10. In the United States, Election Day is the annual day set by law for the general elections of federal public officials. What day in November does Election Day fall on? Like the rest of politics, they had to make it as confusing as possible. It's the Tuesday after the first Monday. Question number 11. Friday, November 22nd, 1963, at 12:30 p.m., while riding in a presidential motorcade, John F. Kennedy was assassinated in what city? The answer is Dallas, Texas. Question number 12. The last scoreless tie game in the NFL occurred in November of 1943 between the New York Giants and what other team? The answer is the Detroit Lions. Question number 13. According to the Roman Catholic liturgical calendar, what season begins on the Sunday nearest November 30th and ends with the beginning of Christmastide? The answer is Advent. Question number 14. What was the name of the International Military Tribunal that began on November 20th, 1945 and ended 10 months later with 3 acquittals, 12 death sentences, and 7 prison terms? The answer is the Nuremberg trials. Question 15. Both made history in November of 2012 when they legalized recreational marijuana. What 2 states were the first to do so by permitting personal possession for anyone 21 or older? The answer is Colorado and Washington. Question number 16. Memorialized in a song by Gordon Lightfoot, what was the name of the Great Lakes freighter that sank in Lake Superior during a storm on November 10, 1975, with the loss of the entire crew of 29 men? The ship and the song was the Edmund Fitzgerald. Question 17. Listed in the National Register of Historic Places on November 7, 1991, Graceland is the famous mansion of rock and roll legend Elvis Presley. In what city can this famous landmark be found? The answer is Memphis, Tennessee. Question 18. On November 10, 1871, After months of searching, which famous British explorer of Africa did Henry Morton Stanley meet on the shore of Lake Tanganyika? The answer is Dr. Livingstone. Question 19. On the origin of species by means of natural selection or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life is the full title of the book published in November of 1859 by what author? It's often shortened to just The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. Question number 20. In the Back to the Future movies, what was the title of the signature song performed by Marty McFly and the Starlighters at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance on November 12, 1955? The answer is Johnny B. Good. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of Road TRIpVIA. Check back tomorrow will be episode 673. It's going to be Lord of the Rings. From the books and the movies, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, all three of them. There'll be 21 questions from that. That'll be the last specific category quiz that we have all month, because then the day after that we start with alphabet trivia again. It's going to start off with a 26 question quiz with one answer from every letter of the alphabet, and it will go in order, so you'll have kind of a hint on what the answer may be. And then right after that we start alphabet trivia trace, and that's the new category, the new round of alphabet trivia, where every day is a different letter. The answers all start with a certain letter of the alphabet, starting off episode 675 with letter A. So if you like that kind of trivia, make sure you stick around for that. I'll be headed back to the States for the majority of these. I'm going to try to do some while I'm home. I've got about a week's worth already recorded and uploaded, so those will come out, but I'm going to try to find some time in the hotel to sit down and record a couple of these so we never miss a beat. And then I'll be back in December, and when I get back in December, we'll roll right into Christmas trivia. I think that's all you need to know. Here is the tiebreaker for It Happened in November trivia. What television show first debuted Adam Sandler's Thanksgiving song in November of 1992? What television show first debuted Adam Sandler's Thanksgiving song in November of 1992? The answer is Saturday Night Live. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.